Ever wondered whether spanking is an effective disciplinary tool or a harmful act of violence? As we delve into this contentious issue, it's important to remember that there are two main perspectives that have polarized the parenting world for years. On one side of the debate, we have proponents who view spanking as an essential tool in the disciplinary arsenal. They argue that a swift, non-injurious spanking can swiftly correct a child's misbehavior, teaching them to associate negative actions with undesirable consequences. This, they believe, is a key lesson in understanding cause and effect, a fundamental aspect of maturing into a responsible adult. On the other side of the spectrum, critics argue that spanking is a violent act, regardless of its severity or intent. They contend that it can lead to a multitude of psychological issues in children, including increased aggression, antisocial behavior, and mental health problems. Critics also argue that spanking teaches children that violence is an acceptable means of resolving conflicts, setting a dangerous precedent for their future interactions. But this isn't a debate confined to the living rooms and playgrounds of America. The practice of spanking and the attitudes towards it vary considerably across the globe. In some cultures, it's seen as a traditional and unproblematic method of discipline. In others, it's a taboo, even legally prohibited. Consider Sweden, the first country to ban corporal punishment back in 1979. Since then, more than 60 countries have followed suit. Yet in other parts of the world, spanking remains a widely accepted practice, viewed as a parent's right, or even duty, to correct their child's behavior. The spanking debate is as complex as it is contentious. It straddles the line between personal beliefs, cultural norms, legal frameworks, and the evolving understanding of child psychology. As we continue to explore this topic, we invite you to keep an open mind, to question your own beliefs, and to consider the evidence presented. So the question remains, to spank or not to spank? Some believe that spanking is an essential tool for effective discipline. Indeed, spanking can provide an immediate response to undesirable behavior. In the heat of a moment when a child is acting out, the swift physical reaction of a spank can effectively halt the behavior. Moreover, spanking can set clear boundaries. When a child knows that certain actions will result in a spank, they may be more likely to think twice before crossing those lines. This can help establish an understanding of right and wrong, a crucial aspect of moral development. Additionally, proponents believe that spanking can teach children to respect authority. The immediate consequence of a spank can underscore the seriousness of a parent's commands, reinforcing the idea that they are to be followed. In sum, these points argue that spanking can serve as a prompt deterrent, a boundary setter, and a tool for teaching respect. For these reasons, proponents argue that spanking can be a beneficial method of discipline. On the other hand, many argue that spanking may cause more harm than good. Those who oppose spanking point to a number of potential harms. First off, spanking might instill fear and resentment in children, rather than respect for rules or understanding of their misbehavior. This fear can overshadow the intended lesson and create a tense home environment. Furthermore, research suggests a correlation between spanking and increased aggression, as well as antisocial behavior in children. Kids who are spanked may be more likely to resolve their own conflicts with violence or act out in other negative ways. Perhaps most concerning is the potential harm to the parent-child relationship. Spanking can erode trust and foster a sense of insecurity, which may impede the child's social and emotional development. It can make children feel less safe and loved, which is the opposite of what discipline should achieve. These are the reasons why many are against the use of spanking as a form of discipline. So, where does this leave us in the spanking debate? Well, we've delved into the heated discussions surrounding this topic, exploring the potential benefits and drawbacks of spanking. On one side, proponents believe it to be an effective form of discipline, a quick tool for correction that can help teach important life lessons. On the other, critics argue that it may lead to aggression, fear, and lower self-esteem in children, suggesting there are more compassionate and effective ways to guide a child's behavior. What's clear is that this debate is far from over. It's a complex issue, one that demands careful consideration and further research. We need to understand fully the long-term effects of our disciplinary choices and strive for a balanced approach that respects the individual needs of each child. In the end, the decision to spank or not to spank is a personal one, influenced by a multitude of factors. As we navigate this complex issue, let's remember that the ultimate goal is to raise well-adjusted, respectful, and happy children.